Okay, next, introducing our facilitator for today. We have our very own grandmother, Jochebed Swilley of the, what temple are you going to now?
One.
I attend all temples virtually. Everybody offering virtual services, I'm there.
Right. She's on the road. So just briefly, let me go through her bio. She is a lifelong member of the Spiritual Church in His Army. She is a bride mother on the Mother's Board and youth leader in the organization. Jochebed received her Bachelor's of Arts degree in psychology from Wayne State University in 2008. She returned to Wayne State and obtained her Master's of Social Work in 2012. She later became licensed as a master's level clinical social worker in the state of Michigan. Jochebed has 11 years experience in the field of social work, primarily working with youth and families through outreach, child welfare, the juvenile justice system, and now with the United States Navy. She is currently a deployed resiliency counselor on board the USS Baton in Norfolk, Virginia, and provides individual counseling, life skills, groups training, and command resiliency support to the ship's crew of 2,500 sailors and Marines. So with that said, I turn it now over to Bride Mother Jochebed Swilley.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to be here this afternoon to definitely expound upon Sister Lauren's topic for this month, which is mental health. I am a lifelong member of the Spiritual Church in His Army. I was born and raised and grew up in Michigan Temple No. 1 in Detroit, Michigan. About 3 years ago, I transferred. I actually started working for the Navy. I lived down in Key West, Florida, where I worked for Naval Air Station Key West, and I attended the Fort Lauderdale Temple when I was there. I've been here in Virginia about a year. So yes, as far as church goes, yes, whatever you guys are having virtual services, I'm usually there. So that's kind of how I get my spiritual word in. So we're going to go to the next slide. We're going to talk about our plan for today. So pretty much we're going to talk about, the word missing. So our first thing we're going to talk about is defining what mental health is. I think it's a very broad definition. I think we all need to have the opportunity to kind of, say kind of what we think it is, and then give you a definition of what mental health really is. It includes a variety of different things. One of the things that does include is our feelings and our emotions. So we're going to do talking about, some feeling identification, because if we don't know how we feel or can't express how we feel, it's kind of hard for us to be able to get help to address what we have going on. So definitely give us a vocabulary, some words that we can help communicate to the adults around us how we're feeling. And then when we are, feeling something other than happy, we're going to talk about some different things that we can do when we don't feel well mentally. So that sound like a plan for today? And so what I would like to do is, for those who do like to speak, I would like to have mics unmuted. If not, I'll definitely be looking in the chat box. So this first question is, what is mental health? Does anybody want to raise their hand or unmute their mic to kind of give an idea what they think mental health is? Feel free to unmute and speak if you would like to.
I think mental health means how you deal with things.
You said how you experience things?
Yes, like if something was to happen, it depends on how you deal with it, or
Okay. Thank you, Aya.
I'm sorry, Mother Jochebed. For the youth that are speaking, please turn on your cameras.
All righty. Did anybody else have another suggestion about what they think mental health is? Diamond, I see your hand up.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I think just like mental health is just like the overall well-being of just your mindset, your mind state, just how you're cognitively thinking. I feel like that's mental.
Yes, that is definitely part of it. And I see a question here in the chat box from Nevaeh, and she asks, is mental health where you need urgent help? We're going to talk about that actually, Nevaeh, because not all the time do we necessarily need to go to the emergency room or anything like that. Doesn't necessarily mean we need urgent help, but it's definitely sometimes when we're feeling a different type of way, it's definitely a signal that something needs to happen. We need to do something, we need to tell somebody, or we need to get help. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's super urgent, like the emergency room or going to the hospital or anything like that. There's kind of a range of things, but we'll talk about that though. Okay, Pam, go to the next slide, please. Thank you all for everybody who spoke, provided a response. So mental health, you, Aya and Diamond, you all hinted on this. So pretty much mental health includes our emotional, so that's how we feel, those are our feelings. Psychological, so that's kind of how we think and our behaviors, and our social well-being, so pretty much how we interact in different social situations. When these things are kind of compromised, you know, how we feel in those different areas, it could affect how we think, feel, and how we act. So our thoughts, our feelings, and our behaviors all correspond to make up, you know, our mental health. It also helps to determine how we handle stress and relate to others and make choices. So sometimes if we're in different moods, we kind of think certain ways and then behave in a different way, versus like when we're sad, we may think a certain way, act a certain way, versus when we're happy, we may think a certain way and act a certain way. Mental health is important at every stage of our lives, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. So pretty much mental health is something that all of us will deal with throughout our lives, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, so now we're going to play a little game. It's going to be mental health, true or false. I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions, and I would like for you guys to kind of respond either in the chat box. Put your responses in the chat box. Or if you want to raise your hand and have a comment, please raise your hand so you can talk as well. So the first question is, children don't experience mental health problems. True or false? All right. Yeah, type your answers in the chat box. I see Diamond says false. And the adults that are here, you guys can also type in as well, can join in as well.
You can raise your hands also so that you can speak.
All right. A few more seconds for a few more answers.
We want to hear from you guys. Do you think that children experience mental health problems?
So I see majority of the answers that we're getting are false.
Aya, you have your hand up?
Did Aya have her hand up?
Yep. Go ahead, Aya.
Go ahead, Aya.
Yes, I have my hand up. I just wanted to say that it's false.
Okay. Is there a reason why you think it's false?
It doesn't matter whether you're an adult or a child. You can be like, you know how we have school and stuff, there's homework and things that have to be done by a certain date.
Yeah.
It's stressful sometimes when you have like 7 classes coming at you at once.
Exactly, right. Okay, Pam, can you hit our thing, give us our answer? So yes, the answer is false. So all of you who answered false, you are correct. So we're going to talk about some facts about that. So the facts are that even very young children may show early signs of mental health concerns. These mental health problems are often clinically diagnosable. It can be the product of biological, psychological, and social factors. So pretty much what that means is, yes, some children may exhibit some mental health stuff at an early age. But then also from a psychological point of view, I will say, as a therapist and as a research that I've done, a lot of children, we really don't like to they really don't like to diagnose children. Well, we shouldn't be diagnosing children with very broad, big disorders, because you guys are still growing. You guys are still developing. You guys are still trying to figure yourselves out. So a lot of times, some of the stuff is not necessarily mental health problems as in a major diagnosis, but more so kind of you guys trying to figure out your feelings and how to manage them and regulate them and that sort of thing. So one of the things today we're going to talk about is kind of how to, when you know how to identify how you're feeling, when you know how you're feeling, what you can do to kind of help yourself out so that things don't blow up into a bigger issue as you get older. Next question. All right, personality weaknesses or character flaws cause mental health problems. People with mental health problems can snap out of it if they try very hard. So pretty much people who are weak, they have problems, that they're the ones with mental health problems and they can just snap out of it whenever they want. Is that true or false? Let's see some more answers in here. I see one answer from Aya. Anybody else typing?
You know your username and password for Facebook? Sometimes I forget mine. See?
All right. I got two answers. I give me one time for one more, or if anybody wants to raise their hand and speak. All right, so the answers I've seen in the chat box are false, and yes, that is false. Oh, next slide, Pam, please. So the fact is, mental health problems have nothing to do with you being lazy or weak, and many people need help to get better. So just like, physical health problems, when we get sick physically, so we catch a cold or have stomach aches or stuff like that, we kind of need help to get better. That's the same thing with mental health stuff. Sometimes it has nothing to do with how strong we think we are supposed to be. It's something that we're always going to encounter at some point in our lives, and we all need help to get better. So last question, mental health problems don't affect me. True or false? Okay, I see one in the chat box. All right. Okay, so that answer, Mother Pam, if you could show that for us, is also false. Pretty much, the facts are, mental health problems are actually common. The stats they're showing from 2014 are saying, about 1 in 5 American adults experience a mental health issue. 1 in 10 younger people experience a period of major depression. And I'm going to take a second to define what major depression is. Actually, major depression is when a person experiences periods. And what I mean by period, this is like over 2 weeks, over a month to like 6 months. So a long time of intense sadness and tired, unmotivated, those sort of things. So we're not just talking if you're feeling sad for a few hours or for a few minutes. We're talking about if you're feeling sad for a really long time. So definitely over 90 days, to the 6-month period, that's when you're talking about major depression. And then also 1 in 25 Americans live with a serious mental health disorder. So that being, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or major depression. There are quite a few Americans who live with that, are able to physically, actively function with that. So any questions with any from you guys about these things that we talked about before we move on to the next phase? Anybody got any questions? Raise your hand or type it in the box. We good? Okay. So like I said, we're going to talk about feelings identification today. So how many people have seen the movie Inside Out? Please raise your hand or type it in the chat box if you've seen Inside Out. All right. Quite a few of you guys have seen it. So if you have not seen it yet, please take the opportunity. If you got some downtime this weekend to watch the movie Inside Out, it does a great job of talking about helping identify feelings and the different feelings that we have and different thoughts that we can sometimes have when we have these feelings. So we got this up here today. And if you have seen the movie, you'll recognize these characters, right? So we have like, I would like to see kind of, get an idea how we're all feeling today. So if you got the opportunity, go ahead, type in the chat box or raise your hand. What area, what feelings do you think you have today? Are you in the green zone? Are you feeling kind of happy? Are you excited? Ready to learn? Feeling pretty proud? Are some of us in the yellow? Do we feel sad or anything like that? I'm sorry, the blue zone, that's sad. Are anybody kind of nervous? Feeling surprised or anxious in the yellow zone? Or are some of us maybe feeling a little testy today? Maybe feeling a little annoyed or angry or a little upset. Did anybody want to raise their hand and give an example of how they're feeling today? All right, Christina, you in the blue, yellow, and the red. Okay. Nevaeh is in the blue. Okay.
Lyric has her hand up.
How you doing, Miss Lyric? How are you feeling today?
I'm in the green zone.
You're in the green? Okay. Is there a particular feeling you're feeling in the green zone? Are you happy? Excited?
I'm proud.
You're proud? Okay. Cool. What about Kenny? How are you feeling?
Good.
You're feeling good? So you're in the green zone?
I'm in the red zone.
We gonna work on Kenny, his colors. It's all right. All right. Anybody else want to share how they're feeling today? Any adults want to jump in on this and share how they're feeling today? What zone are we in? Are you guys in today? Mother Pam, how you feeling today?
I'm in the green zone now. I was a
Okay.
little in the red zone trying to set up all the technology of the Zoom and getting started late, but I was a little
Okay.
annoyed. And but I'm in the green zone.
Okay. All right, Elder Linda, see you in the green zone. All right, Danita in the yellow. Okay. All right. So this is something that you all can do, and I suggest everybody does. I teach. Okay, Mother Lenora in the green. That's good. So as we go to the next slide. So this right here is kind of emotional feeling thermometer. And I don't use this exact thing with my sailors on the ship, but I use something very similar with them on the ship. And really what I kind of like, what I teach to them is like, every day you kind of need to take your emotional temperature, right? So you know how when you get sick and you're trying to figure out if you're really sick or not, they have you take your temperature, right? Or every time, especially when COVID started, before we went into buildings and different places, they put the thermometer on our head to see what our temperature was, right? And if our temperature was kind of high, they kind of meant, something was going on or we were sick or something, right? So this is kind of something you want to keep in mind with your emotional temperature as well. So kind of seeing, in this graphic, sometimes, where our different feelings are, where we are throughout the day, kind of being aware of ourselves. So we're going to talk about a little bit later, like depending on kind of which area of zone temperature we have emotionally, what we can do to help ourselves out. I do have another question with this. I want you guys to answer. Anybody can raise their hand. Do you think our feelings can change throughout the day? Or our emotions can change throughout the day? Yes or no? You guys can type that in the chat box or raise your hand if you want to verbally answer that. So Christina says yes. All right. Jerry Dick Braden, yes. All right. I know for me, okay.
Yes.
Who's speaking? I can see.
Say your name.
My name is Lyric.
Oh, hey, Lyric. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. So do you have an example of like when your feelings can change throughout the day?
Yeah, like sometimes I wake up feeling like a little cranky, like maybe the red, but throughout the day, as things start to get better, I get more happier, and I start to get to green to green to joy.
Yes. So like that's me too, Lyric. I feel like that too. When I wake up in the morning, I'm not a morning person. So yeah, I'm kind of on the red side too. But as I start getting dressed to get going and get to work, you know, I kind of move back down towards the green as well. Pat, did you want to say something? Did anybody else want to share?
I have a question for the group.
Okay.
Because in the mornings, you know, we should wake up feeling thankful that the God of Israel kept us through the night and woke us up to see the next day. So
That
why
is so
not
true.
wake up in the green?
I think the green is right after. I know for me, the green is usually right after that thought. So yes, I'm irritated by the alarm clock, but then it's like I remind myself that yes, the God of Israel did keep me awake. It did wake me up. So that's kind of the thoughts usually go together for me.
So I want to ask you, do that help you guys realizing that the God of Israel woke you up? Does it make you feel better to carry on with your day? How about you, Diamond, Sister Diamond from Cornelia? She saw why she named me. Oh, me out.
Yeah, for years. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it.
How do you feel when you wake up? Of course, no one paying attention. I feel cranky when I wake up, but then when the day starts to go, I feel happier.
So yeah, so like Mother Pam said, you know, and we'll talk about a little bit more in these next couple slides of, okay, when we do feel cranky, those things that we could tell ourselves or remind ourselves of that could help improve our mood. So like, yeah, that's one thing for sure. When we feeling cranky in the morning, don't want to get up or that sort of thing, remembering that the God of Israel gave us the opportunity to wake up and breathe and be able to get around and do whatever it is that we need to do or want to do. So that's definitely an important thing to keep in mind. Any other thoughts or anything about this slide before we move on? Everybody good? All right, let's move to the next slide. So, how we're gonna play this? So, we're gonna do a couple of these scenarios on this worksheet. So I'm gonna ask the question, and then you're gonna put in the chat box or raise your hand how you would feel in this situation, okay? So the first one I'm gonna pick is you have a big test at school coming up. How would that make you feel? Would you be in the green, the red, purple, or the blue?
You have Lyric and Kenny.
All right, hey, Lyric and Kenny.
Kenny, you go first.
My name.
No. How would it make you feel? That's what she asked.
You got a big test. You got a spelling test or a big test coming up at school. How does that make you feel?
Nice.
You feel nice? You happy about it? You like tests?
Go ahead.
I feel a little nervous.
A little nervous. Okay, so you be in a fearful area, a little nervous. Okay, I see.
Yeah, because I'm being nervous.
You nervous? Okay. Thank you guys for sharing. I see Jury Digger Brain said he'll feel anxious. Nevaeh said she'll feel in the purple area, a little fearful. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. But yeah, I think I'll probably be a little nervous too. I used to get nervous when I had big tests at school. Okay, Taylor said in the blue. Why would you feel sad, Taylor?
I feel sad because I don't really like tests and they make me nervous.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. All right, we'll do one more scenario. Let's see.
Bride mother, can I just interject real quick?
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that are signing on now for the talent show, Israel's Got Talent showcase, it has been pushed to 3:15. So bear with us. We are right now in our mental health workshop facilitated by our own bride mother, Jochebed Swilley. So bear with us. 3:15. Thank you.
All right, let's see. Another scenario. Okay, you're going to, well, it says you're going to the zoo today, but it could be you're going to whatever favorite place you want to go to, whether it's the zoo, the mall, over your friend's house. You're going to your one of your favorite places today. How are you feeling? Okay, Diamond, I see you.
Okay, Stasia, your turn.
I feel mad.
You would feel happy or would you feel mad if you was
You're
to
going
go
to
to
your
friend's
favorite
house?
place today.
My cousin's house, so I would be happy.
You'll be happy? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Aya, how would you feel? Oh,
I would feel happy.
you feel happy too?
I don't know
Okay.
what this is. This lady is talking to some
All right, I see.
It's not the talent show.
Yes, the talent show will be starting shortly. Please bear with us. 3:15. Please mute your mics as we get ready to move into that portion.
All right. So where the Mother Pam, you go to the next slide, please.
Well, I think Lyric had
Oh, Lyric had her hand up. Oh, okay. Hey, Lyric.
I would feel excited. I would feel excited if I got to go to my one of my favorite places.
And what is one of your favorite places?
Like Disneyland or a kid zone or
Okay.
yeah. Or my grandma's house. She always spoils me.
Okay. Grandma's house is always a great place to go.
Aya's hand is up, and so is Olivia.
Yes, ma'am. Let's see, Layla.
Okay, Layla, how would you feel if you get ready to go to your happy place, your favorite place?
Good.
You feel good? That's good. And I see in the chat box we got Taylor says she'd be in the green, so she'd be happy. Who else? So Christiana, why would you be in the yellow if you're going to your favorite place?
No, I thought yellow meant happy.
Oh, okay. So you meant happy. So that's green. Okay, cool. All righty. Let's see. All right. So yeah, so I know Mother Pam will be sharing this PowerPoint later on the YOP website. So definitely this was just to give you guys an opportunity to kind of think about different scenarios and how they could possibly make us feel. And so us to just become aware of our feelings in different situations. We move on to the next slide. So we talked about some different things, you know, some of the situations we talked about that where they will make us feel either, you know, in the blue, whether it be sad, in the green being happy, yellow, you know, kind of fearful, anxious, or red being angry, mad, that sort of thing. So I kind of want us to kind of start thinking of like, you know, this chart right here. Sometimes we have a hard time also kind of putting words to our feelings. So we start doing different things and not exactly being able to say out loud how we're feeling, right? That happens sometimes. Like sometimes we might be crying or upset or just busy all over the place, and our parents or the adults or our teachers might ask us what's wrong with us and really don't know how to tell them, right? So this chart right here kind of could help us kind of put things in perspective and kind of help us, you know, understand how we're feeling. And then also what we need to do to get back into the green area or to feel better. and then what we could do to get help. So when we're in the blue zone, what it has here, you know, if we're feeling sad, you know, sometimes we might sigh or pout. We might be feeling tired, so we might be yawning, rubbing our eyes, excuse me, looking like we're about to fall asleep. Some of us may have a sad face and just feel uncomfortable, just look all upset. And some of us may move really slowly or just want to rest and sit down. And really what we need to do is kind of get our energy back up and get more engaged and, you know, be around people or do different stuff to kind of make ourselves feel better. So kind of what we can do, which is in the box underneath that, that can help us. Sometimes you just need to taking a stretch can help. Going for a walk. I know Sister Lauren, she talked about a lot of the things that she does when she feels some type of sad or different feelings. So these are kind of a list of things that you could do. So when we're in the sad, you know, go for a walk, get a drink of water, ask for a hug. Sometimes it might be important just tell your mom or dad, like, can you hug me right now? I don't know what really is going on, but I feel sad and I just need a hug. You know, saying that to someone. Yeah, telling someone how you feel. Like, you may not be able to explain the whole situation, but if you know you're just feeling sad, you know, just tell them that's how you're feeling. And also think of happy thoughts. So think about that happy place or your favorite place to go or that sort of thing. Is there anything on this list is there anything on here that's not listed that we can do to help us when we feel sad? Anybody want to raise their hand or type in the chat box? Or what are different things that work for them when they feel sad? Novea said when she feels sad, she likes to go to sleep. I like to go to sleep too. Because sometimes, and actually sleep is very important. Sleep allows us the opportunity to reset our minds and just, you know, forget about stuff for a little while. So yeah, sleep is very important.
Aya's hand is up. Aya Stevens.
Hey, Aya.
Hi. Sometimes you can think of your happy place or go to a happy place if it's possible.
You have to try to go to your happy place. I know for me, my happy place is to go to the beach and just sit on the beach. So if I could do that when I'm sad, that helps a whole lot. Hey, Lyric and Kenny, what you guys got?
Okay, go. Kenny, go first.
When I feel sad, I play my animal toys.
Animal toys? Okay.
When I feel sad, I like to hug a stuffed animal.
Yes, soft stuff like teddy bears and stuffed animals and all that type of stuff, or pillows, yes, or like a warm blanket and stuff. I like that type of stuff too. Anybody else? You want to say something else?
No, my hand is still raised.
Okay. And I see here in the chat box, Taylor says when she feels sad, she just want to close her eyes and think. That helps sometimes. Reverend Lenore, yes, said to pray. So that's another thing too. We're going to talk about it in our resource guide. We actually have a list of scriptures that we can kind of focus on and pray on and meditate on.
Ask for a hug.
Olivia, you have to ask for a hug? Yeah. I mean, Layla, ask for a hug? Yes.
Yes.
All righty. So then when we're happy. Oh, so yeah. So pretty much in this, the rest of the chart, of course, goes through the other different feelings. It has a list of other different things that we could do when we're feeling, you know, anxious or fearful, or we're feeling angry. I definitely want to talk about anger right fast. What are some things we can do when we feel angry? I guess first of all, what are things we should not do when we're feeling angry?
Aya and Lyric.
Let's go ahead and say it.
When I'm angry, I play with my toys.
So you go play with your toys when you're angry? Good. What shouldn't you do when you're angry?
There you go.
You shouldn't pout, you shouldn't cry, you shouldn't scream. And what you should do is like try to like take a deep breath and take a deep breath in, a deep breath out, and
Okay.
try to calm yourself down so you don't do anything that the angry red guy does, like lose control, like what he does. He starts to burn fire on his head.
Yes.
Go
So
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. What
hold
you
on.
gonna say?
Oh, go ahead, Layla.
Go ahead.
When you're not angry, you shouldn't get an attitude.
Okay.
You shouldn't get an attitude.
That's what
Okay, we have Aya and Christiana. Aya?
You shouldn't talk or speak when you're angry because sometimes words can come out that you don't mean.
Okay.
Right. Chrissy?
Don't try not to take it out on other people, and try not to like get into an argument with somebody, because like somebody else said, you can say something that you really don't mean, and it'll hurt their.
Right. So you guys all gave some good answers. So
Navea? Nave?
okay.
Are we talking about when we're like mad?
Yeah. What is something you shouldn't do when you're mad?
You shouldn't blame other people.
Okay.
For the things they did.
Okay.
Junior Dick and Braden? Braden, can you hear me? Want to unmute yourself?
Well, I'm mad. I like to close my eyes and just relax.
Okay.
All right.
All
Chrissy,
right.
Christiana, did you have something else, or you just didn't lower your hand?
I'm sorry.
Worries. Okay. So you guys gave a lot of good answers. So I'm looking over here in the chat box as well. So like Diamond said, yeah, you shouldn't fight people when you get angry. That's not cool. Never should get violent or do anything like that. A lot of you did make a good point. Like, sometimes I think the one thing about anger that it's a feeling that we all have, that we're gonna have it. We're gonna get angry. So to ever think that you should never feel angry is not true. Like don't think that way. You're gonna get angry, and it's okay. And the thing is, what's also okay to do, it's okay to cry. If you gotta cry and that's all you can do right then and there, it's okay to let it out. But what is not okay to do is when you start yelling and screaming at people. Like that part's not cool. But if you are upset and that's all you can do is cry, and you're not hurting anybody, you're not harming anybody, you're not offending anybody, pushing, like fighting, that sort of stuff, it's okay to have your moment and cry. A lot of you all said, like, be careful what we say. So sometimes we gotta cry just to give ourselves time to just think about what's going on, and definitely pause and take that time to think before we speak. So that's why down at the bottom where it says the stuff that we need to do, is sometimes we just need to stop what we're doing before we do anything else when we realize we're getting really upset and really angry. Sometimes we got to walk away, and then, be safe. So get to a safe space and get to the point where it's like, we'll make sure we're not harming anybody or do anything to anybody. Sometimes when we're angry, we got to ask for a break. If it's a deep conversation, some bigger issues that's going on, sometimes we got to say, hey, I need a break for right now. I can't deal with this right now. Can I have a minute? You'll be able to speak up that, and then also get help. So if it's something that's really upsetting and really got you worked up, you may need help from somebody else. So going to an adult or somebody you trust and saying, hey, I need help with this. And I see Nevaeh, she said she doesn't like crying. And I don't think a lot of people like crying. It's not always fun. But I do think it's important. Sometimes we just need the opportunity just to get all that stuff out. Because the thing is, what happens when we keep all that stuff inside of us, it just piles up and piles up and piles up. So that can cause us to have a bigger outburst when we're angry. So crying is what you need to do in the moment to get it out. And sometimes what we have to do. Elder Derek, I see you. We're getting close. So for the last slide, this one is for the adults, our parents, pastors, any of us that work with young people and deal with our young people. Again, I think it's important for all of us to realize and understand that our young people are still developing mentally as well as physically. And a lot of times we may ask them like, what's wrong, what's going on with them, when we see them doing different things or what we perceive as misbehaving. And we ask them what's wrong, and they give us the blank stare, or they just crying, or they tell us that they don't know. And we get frustrated because then we don't know how to help them. So pretty much this slide right here is kind of to help us understand, you know, what we can do, pretty much what's going on and what we can do to help our children out when we notice that they're maybe feeling sensitive, feeling angry, maybe anxious, shy or overexcited, that sort of thing. So this is for us adults, for us to read later. I know this will be shared on the website as well. And sometimes this can help us and help us address the children. So sometimes there may be times when we actually need help outside of, you know, home, pastors and that sort of thing. So if you ever in need of mental health support, right here we have some national resources, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number, also the Behavioral Health Treatment Services Locator. So this is pretty much for anybody in the country. You can go here and find mental health support in your area. There's also a national helpline. And then also what we also will be having posted on our Facebook page, the Israel is My Fam Facebook page, and also what will be going up on the YOP website will be our own resource guide that myself, Mother Sarita, who's also a licensed social worker for Michigan Temple #1, and a variety of other service Israelites help contribute. So we actually have a resource of our own for all the different mental health crisis line numbers in you guys' local areas. That will be posted on the website, as well as we'll be posting that on our Israel is My Fam Facebook group page. Some of the states are missing, but if you are from there and know of resources in your area that help young people with mental health issues, that sort of thing, or needing counseling, therapy, or whatever the case may be, please feel free to send me a message or let Mother Pam know so we can add it to the resource guide.
Pam, can you mute those mics, please?
So that's pretty much what I have for today. Thank
Mother
you
Jochebed,
all.
can we have those last two slides sent in the church email so each temple will have them?
Yes, we'll send it out. Yes, we'll send it out because the resource guide will have the last two slide information plus the different resources in the different states.
Yeah, and especially the one for the adults, what they can do as well. I think that'd be important to have at the temples. We can put it up on a wall or something like that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic.
All right, great. Let's everybody give Grandmother Yoshi a hand for her presentation and information.
Great job, Mother Yoshi. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
And I want to thank Mother Yoshi as well for being flexible. Usually our facilitators have 2 hours, and she was able to give us a plethora of information and stimulate a lot of conversation with our youth in just 45 minutes. And we want to thank her for that, because she is definitely looking forward to the talent showcase as well.
Yes.
And so
Mother,
yeah,
because she helped my daughter. My daughter was in the Navy and whatnot, so she definitely helped my daughter.
All right, fantastic.
That she should be doing. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. And at this point, I want to introduce to you our own Elder Kenneth Edwards. He's going to talk a little bit about his coping mechanisms for mental health and how that's going to lead into our talent showcase.
Kenneth Edwards?
Oh, I'm sorry, Kenneth Page. Yes. Elder, you on?
Yes, I rise to give honor to the Holy Father, King of all Israel. Reverend Derek asked me just to speak a little bit about music and its effects. We're having some little difficulties with our camera here. I'm not sure what's going on, but you can hear me all. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure what's going on with this camera right now. May have to use a different one. One of the things that I share with a lot of, and I am no health professional, and I want to make sure I let you know that, but one of the things that by me being in music and studying some music theory and a music appreciation, when Bianca was carrying when she was carrying both of my children, I did a lot of research and went back and did a lot of research on music and its effect on the mind. And the reason why I did it was because I wanted to really nurture our children's spirits while she was carrying them in the womb. Her sister actually brought her some called belly buds. They were like earphones that you can put on the belly, and you play music as she was sleeping that night. And Mozart, Beethoven, Bach, all of these very classical writers, when they were creating their music, they used science, and they created their music at a certain frequency. And the frequency was supposed to be soothing to you. It helps calm you. So obviously it won't cure your depression if you have it, but it can definitely be soothing to you if you're in an angry mood. Sometimes, and I think we all know, music really, I know for me, music plays a big role, a big part of my life. And so sometimes when I'm just relaxing and I want to just get into that zone, there are certain songs that I will listen to. And y'all know I grew up loving and listening to gospel music. But one of my favorite songs to listen to is The Golden Time of Day by Frankie Beverly and Mays. That's one of my favorite, might be my favorite song ever written. And I will listen to that song and it gets me in a zone. I listen to it to write some of my gospel songs. Believe it or not, I listen to it to keep me at peace. And so I'm not really a person that gets, too upset or too sad or depressed, but definitely when I lost my parents, going through that, music was excellent for me to get me through some of those nights when you just want to cry yourself to sleep. So Reverend Derek asked me to talk about that a little bit. And so what are some of the songs, I would ask some of the youth, what are some of the songs that you listen to, or maybe some of the things you may sing to yourself to get you in that mode when you're feeling like the red character in the movie Inside Out, or you're feeling like the blue or the yellow you're not at, and trying to get to the green. Vangelie says pop music. All right, good, great, Vangelie. You have to know what you love and what you like. Now, I'm definitely a person that can listen to pop music. I like Maroon 5 actually as pop music. I listen to Maroon 5 all day long. They're very soothing. Anyone else? I can't see hands or anything. So if somebody else could see any hands, if anyone likes to just respond on that music and its effect on their mental state and where they are.
Yeah, let's get one more answer, and then we're going to go into the talent show. Anybody got one more answer for Elder Kenneth?
Lyric right here. Go ahead. Sing.
A song that makes me feel better when I'm the red or when I'm sad. It's called Before You Go.
Before You Go. All right. And Evangelist Lenora said, we've come this far by faith. Definitely excellent song. So yeah, I just wanted to share that it's not a cure, but it definitely can help nurture you in those times of need. In those times, music it speaks a universal language, and you can be in a room with people that don't even speak your language and play music, and you all can get on one accord, and if nothing else, you can dance to it and enjoy it. So I hope you gained a thought. Thanks for this time, guys.
All right. Thank you, Elder Kenneth. All right. At this time, we are going to start transitioning into our Israel's Got Talent showcase.